Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is going on, everybody? It is the end of 2023, and you know what time it is? It's time to do a tier list of all the movies that I've seen that have come out this freaking year, 2023. At least the movies that I've seen, they've been, pretty good. I think we had an alright set of movies that come out this year. Let's jump right into it. Make sure you like and subscribe for more movie content and tier list content and whatnot. We're gonna get started. Alphabetical order. I was gonna try to do it in order of release, but I just, whatever. We got Asteroid City. It was directed by Wes Anderson. He has a very different style. I believe this might be the only Wes Anderson movie I've ever seen. And Asteroid City, it was fun. I did enjoy it. The large cast of characters, although not all of them did anything too prominent, except for your main handful. I thought the story was nice. The swapping back and forth was a bit weird. The overall message I probably didn't get spot on. I had to kind of look it up and see what it was about, and I kind of understood it, but I really wasn't too sure what to think about it. I did enjoy watching it, but it's just that, I don't know, it was so different. The one comparison that's in my head that I can compare this movie to was Nope from last year. Nope. I enjoyed the movie, but I didn't really understand what it was trying to go for. I just, thought it was fine. This was like that. I didn't entirely know what it was trying to go for. I mean, I kind of got hints of the theme, I guess. But I enjoyed Asteroid City a bit more than Nope. So I'm going to put Asteroid City probably top of fine. I don't know how strict or how hard I'm going to be on these movies. But Asteroid City, would I watch it again? Probably, just to see, maybe pick up on any things I missed. But I'm going to put it probably right smack at the top of fine. Maybe it'll bump up to the very bottom of great. A movie that was opposite of snooze. We have freaking Barbie. It goes in cinema. It was such a fun movie. It's almost perfect. I think Ryan Gosling, Margot Robbie tore the freaking house down. They slayed kitty kitty purr purr boots and whatnot. It was just such a good movie. Not very many movies can drive a lot of emotion out of me. I don't think I've ever cried during a movie. There's times where I've started to tear up or had that feeling in my little eyeballs. But this movie towards the end, the Billie Eilish, What Was I Made For starts playing, and she's having this, conversation about, what she wants to be or what she wants to do, and it's just all this fun in Barbie, but it has so much, weight and impact with some of the scenes and moments, and it is just so good. I think, spoiler, out of all the movies come out this year, I don't think a movie has made me feel more than Barbie. It is really, really good. Now we have Blue Beetle. Not very many superhero movies I've seen this year. I don't have Disney Plus, so all the Marvel stuff that I didn't see in theaters, I did not get a chance to see. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man. Haven't seen a lot of them, but Blue Beetle was a superhero movie that caught me off guard, surprised me. I thought it would be okay. But I really enjoyed it. It is a tad long, but every superhero movie nowadays needs to be 2 hours or more, because that's just what we gotta do, I guess. And it was really fun. The whole sense of family. I liked the family mainly. That was the strongest point of the movie. There's also a point, no spoilers, I'm gonna try not to spoil any of these, but there's a point in the movie where there's a really sad moment, and it just, although it's nothing I haven't seen before, it just really hit me. George Lopez highlighted this movie because I love George Lopez, and seeing him in anything is always going to put a little smile on my face. I'd say the action was pretty good. It's very fun. There's a point in the movie where there's a giant robot beetle or something, and it farts, and although I can deal with a fart joke here and there, but this movie was so slapping. But then that fart just took me out of it. I'm that's more of a me thing. That was wow. Your movie was kind of playing it serious with very funny stuff as well. But then you drop a fart thing in there, come on, bro. It's not the Minions movie. What are we doing here? Maybe a touch above Asteroid City. It surprised me. I thought it was going to be very, very middle of the road, but I ended up enjoying it quite a bit. Now moving on to Cocaine Bear. Not the greatest movie, but I saw it in theaters with some of my friends, and it was a good time. I liked it way more than they did. I've watched it a couple more times since, and my rating for it was at one point a 3.5 out of 5. It lowered to a 3 out of 5. The kind of the silliness of it wore off, because at the end of the day, it's not the greatest movie, but I did think it was funny. I liked the storylines throughout it. It's fine. It's a fun little movie. I probably would put it in okay, I guess, because it is quite silly, but it's silly enough for me. Out of all the movies, it's on the weaker side of it. It's an hour and 20, hour 30 minutes. If you need 90 minutes to kill, Cocaine Bear, just a fine movie to put on. So it goes in probably the top of okay, I guess. Now we have Evil Dead Rise. What a creepy ass movie. I loved it, loved the vibe, loved the tone throughout this movie. Lots of gore, lots of blood. I will say, as an overall movie, I overhyped myself for it because I loved Evil Dead 2013 and Evil Dead 2 is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I don't know, I thought I would like this movie so much, and I really did enjoy the movie, but it just wasn't up to what I was expecting. It's still fantastic. Again, more of a me thing. All the creepy moments in a compilation, 10 out of 10. But then you got some story stuff, some, choices throughout the movie that are made are like, okay, yeah. Like they zoom in on like a lot of foreshadowing. Like a character will pick up a pair of scissors, throw it under the couch. It'll zoom in and like pan over to the scissors for a bit. It's like, okay, that's gonna be used later. There's a big grinder thing in like a parking garage. It focuses on that for a little bit. Okay, I feel like that might be used later. It does it quite a bit, which is a bit nitpicky. But other than that, it's great. Alyssa Sutherland fucking kills it. It's really great. If it wasn't for my own head, it probably would be in cinema, but I'm putting it top of great. Next up, we have The Exorcist Believer. I knew, not to expect much going into this. I wasn't too big on the trailers. I'm like, all right, it's The Exorcist, but there's 2 girls this time. Whoa. And believe it or not, this movie kind of got me the first 30 minutes. Like, okay, this could be good. And then it's not even fine. It's not snooze. It's whatever. If there was another tier between snooze and okay, I guess I would label it whatever. Sure, it's a movie. I really like the dad and the parents back and forth oh, my daughter wouldn't do this. My daughter was hanging out with your daughter, so I don't know you, or your daughter, so yada. I like the parenting stuff, believe it or not. I'm sure that's the more not focused on part. More people are like, we want to see the girls be creepy and whatnot. But I really like the dad of the main kid that we were really paying attention to. And we didn't spend enough time with the other kid, Katie was her name? I don't remember. I watched it not even a week ago and I don't remember. But we knew the main kid, hanging out with her friend. So it's why do we care about this other kid? They're friends, but we mainly care about the main girl, right? What? I don't know. I like some parts of it, but it was just average. Nothing I would ever go out of my way to ever see again. Now we have Fast X. We got some fast car shenanigans. I think at one point there's a big bomb that's rolling down the hill of a city. It's pretty funny, pretty cool. Spoiler, it is a part 1 of 2 or 3 or something. They're gonna end it at Fast 11 or 12. So it does end on a little cliffhanger. It's not the greatest movie, but it is still kind of fun. I'd say it goes right under Cocaine Bear. I don't know. Maybe very bottom of fine, because as dumb as the movie is, Jason Momoa as the main bad guy, he slaps, he kicks ass. Charisma machine Jason Momoa is. There's a Letterboxd comment that was Jason Momoa could do Joker, but Joaquin Phoenix couldn't do Fast X. And you know what? That might be true. I wanted to hate this movie, but it's dumb enough to where I'm okay, it's a Fast and Furious movie. You know what you're getting. You know you're going to get some crazy-ass car antics. But is it in the same tier as Asteroid City, though? Actually, no, wait. I'm going to put it in top of okay, I guess. Never mind. I can't put it next to Asteroid City. Moving down to The Flash. People were shitting on this movie. Some people actually weren't. Some people enjoyed it. This movie, honestly, pretty good. But there's 2 things that really I could not stop thinking about. One, elephant in the room, Ezra Miller as the Flash. Done a lot of silly things, I guess. Not so very good things. It's hard to root for your main superhero good guy character when the actor is kind of a piece of shit. So yeah, that was a bummer. And number 2, just the way Flash runs, when he has to get in that pose, I get you gotta do something with the super speed, but it looks really ugly. The time traveling stuff with all the animated CGI things around him, it looks ugly, dude. What the, DC has a big ass budget, I would assume, for their movies. Why does everything look so fucking ugly and cartoony? Not a good cartoony either. It's I don't want to look at this movie. Very emotional stuff with the mom. Again, at the end, I don't want to spoil it, but he has an interaction with his mom, and it was really sad. It was actually really oh damn, dude, this is actually kind of hitting, because I love my mom and he loves his mom too, so woohoo for moms. Don't even get me started on the baby microwave stuff. The babies looked scary, terrifying, and weird. Shit, I was hyping up the group of movies we had for this year, and now most of everything is going in okay, I guess. I'm gonna put Flash under Cocaine Bear. I'd rather watch Cocaine Bear than Flash, even though Flash at very few moments kind of hits hard. Five Nights at Freddy's, the highest grossing horror movie of the year, which I enjoyed. Five Nights at Freddy's. It almost feels like a family movie. Like, you get the whole family down together. Mom, dad, and grandpa aren't gonna understand all the little references, but you're gonna be like marking out. It's a good movie. Putting it in great. Not better than Evil Dead Rise. Evil Dead Rise slaps. Five Nights at Freddy's is awesome. It's based on a game that is filled with jump scares. This movie had like one jump scare, and I can't remember what it was. Was it Foxy? Like doing the like I obviously it sounds like I'm bitching about this movie, which I am, you know. Yeah, I'll admit that I have complaints, but I still had a very fun time watching it. And if I have a fun time watching the movie, that's all I really want, you know. Even if it sucks ass. If like Cocaine Bear's not the perfect movie, but I had fun watching it, so, you know, I'm not shitting on it terribly. Five Nights at Freddy's was fun. Animatronics look awesome. Love Josh Hutcherson. There's a scene where all the animatronics and Abby, like the little kid, they're all hanging out and having fun and building a fort. And at one point, Bonnie falls over and they're like, "You okay, bro?" And he gives a little thumbs up. Might be too goofy for some, but to me, peak of the movie, bro. That was fun. More animatronics building forts. Oh, shoot. I didn't even mention probably my favorite part. Hell, freaking Matthew Lillard kills it towards the end, especially when he pops back up again for, I'm not going to say what, even though I'm sure anyone watching this probably knows. But a little bit of a scream, a little bit of a Ghostface reference towards the end, too. You love to see it. Loved Matthew Lillard in it. I love that man, and I'm glad he'll probably be in FNAF 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Who knows what they'll do. Maybe in FNAF 2, have them actually beat the hell out of people and be menacing and not like, we're here and we're big, I guess. I don't know. Well, I had fun. As much, it seems like I'm really complaining about it, but I had a good time watching it. Hello, let's just go right to Transformers. I had to move it up a bit because I had it all the way down here. Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Now, I have not seen any of the Mark Wahlberg Transformers, haven't seen Bumblebee. I've seen the first three with Shia LaBeouf. Long time ago. Don't remember jack crap about them, I'm going to be real. But from what I can remember, Transformers Rise of the Beast, probably my favorite Transformers movie. I know that doesn't hold a lot of weight because I am not too familiar with the franchise, even though I've seen a good chunk of the movies. But I thought it was really fun. The humans, which, you know, you obviously want to see the big robots do most of the stuff. But the humans in it are likable. You want to root for them. The Maximals, I think they're called, like the animal Transformers, they're pretty cool. You got the big, like, gorilla guy. He's awesome. Optimus Primal, I think his name is, which is kind of funny. And then you got Optimus Prime. You got Bumblebee, Liza Koshy robot, and Pete Davidson robot. Fun. Very fun. I almost want to put it in great, but would I put it in the same tier as Five Nights and Evil Dead? Probably not. Maybe a touch above Blue Beetle. I love Scourge. He's a real menacing son of a gun, bro. Spoiler, you know, I said I wasn't going to try to spoil, but one of the Maximals gets, like, infected by, like, some rust stuff. And even though they don't get too much screen time, it is really sad when they're like, "Oh, sorry, bro, we gotta put you out of your misery because you turned into a bad guy. Sorry." But it's really fun. A lot of funny moments. A lot of good action stuff. Some nice Transformer fighting. I enjoyed it. Now we have M. Thregan, Megan. Everything this movie set out to do, I think it did it well. I really can't think of any complaints about this movie. Would I put it above Five Nights at Freddy's? Megan, I think, was a better movie, and they're probably tied, honestly. But as just looking at the movie and no outside stuff, Megan, I think, is better than Five Nights at Freddy's. It came out very, very, very early this year, like second week of January. I have not seen it since, I will admit. But as soon as that movie comes back to Peacock or I see it on TV, you bet your ass I'm going to be sitting there watching it like a happy little guy. Megan was awesome. I loved it. I loved Sadie, I believe is her name, the young girl, and Megan's, like, relationship where Megan's like, "Oh, I'm your toy and I'm super advanced and cool and I'm an android." And then she's like, "Well, you know, I'm here to protect you and everything around you sucks, so I'm going to go nuts and beat the hell out of everybody." That's cool stuff. Some good acting. Not too much gore, but enough to where I'm like, alright, pretty solid. There's a scene, it's shown in the trailer, so I could freaking say it. Rips the little kid's ear off. Awesome, that kid's a dickhead. Top notch, he falls down a hill, gets hit by a car. I know that shouldn't be in the pros list when it comes to talking about things, but for me, that was kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna move on now. Meg 2! Oh my god! Jason Statham. I think that's his name. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. And he fights a shark. again, the Megalodon, except now there's extra. It's turning into a Fast and Furious movie. There's so much extra. Now they're in underwater walking suits, like little mech suits. Like, there's a group of characters doing an adventure. Half of them get killed in kind of dumb ways. It's like, okay, well, shit. And I believe it's another movie that's like a bit too long for its own good. So yeah, it's not in snooze though. I will not put it in snooze. And I'd probably watch it again over didn't mean to do that. Over The Flash, but probably not over Cocaine Bear. It's just there's so much going on. I do like some of the characters. There are some funny moments. I don't know. It didn't need a sequel, but you know, movies are gonna movie. Meg to the Trench. It didn't need to happen. Wasn't great. Now we have Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Let's go. We have a nice cast, just like Asteroid City. We got Paul Rudd, Ice Cube, John Cena, Seth Rogen. Turtles are fun. Having all of them like goof off and be kid turtles. It's cool to see. Nice like action sequences in here. Fun little movie, fun little family movie. I thought I would like it a bit more, but I liked it nonetheless. It's probably going to go in fine. I'm not entirely sure where. Probably slightly above Blue Beetle. Well, no, Blue Beetle has George Lopez. But Mutant Mayhem has Paul Rudd, though, and Ice Cube. Both of them are tied. I liked Blue Beetle and Ninja Turtles. Now we got Renfield, another fun movie. Nicolas Cage is a vampire. Not just any vampire, he's freaking Dracula. Hooked me right there. Saw it when it came on Peacock. Nicholas Holt's great. Aquafina, as much as I don't really care about her plot stuff and whatnot, she's still fine in it. I know a lot of people aren't too huge on Aquafina. I personally don't really mind her. Yeah, it was cool. A lot of gore, people's arms getting ripped off, there's like one really cool fight scene at like an apartment complex. Cool stuff right there. Ben Schwartz is in it. Sonic the effing Hedgehog, and he's on Parks and Rec. Love that guy. He's just as, goofy in this as he is in all of his other projects I've seen. Kind of middle of the road though. I didn't expect it to be fantastic, and I didn't expect it to be really terrible, and that's exactly what it was. It was right in the middle. I did enjoy it. It's going above okay, I guess. Would I put it above Asteroid City though? Possibly. Asteroid City is more character driven and has some fun stuff in it. Renfield is more like action and goofiness. I remember not liking Renfield too much, and I walked out of Asteroid City saying, oh yeah, that was pretty good. So for that, I think I'll move Renfield down a spot, but still, it's in fine. Now we have Saw X. Great return to form for the Saw series, focusing more on John Kramer once again, and Amanda's there. Very gruesome and fun traps. It's set up slightly differently than all the other Saw movies, and I think it works. Yeah, spoiler for a trap. There's a trap where a guy has to do like brain surgery on himself. It's hella sick, and I almost looked away in theaters, but I kept my eyes on the screen because I'm like, I need to watch all the Saw goodness. Saw X, going above Five Nights, I think. Maybe going above Megan. Maybe going above Evil Dead Rise even. I don't think it's quite cinema. It is one of the better Saw movies, and I love Saw. Oh, it's hard. Evil Dead Rise was such a heavy hitter, but I think overall I enjoyed Saw more. Evil Dead is definitely more creepy, and I love the vibes of it. But John Kramer, I love Tobin Bell. He's back, and he's awesome. I'm gonna put it top of great, almost cinema. If there's like a little midsection right here, that's where Saw X would be. Saw X was great. So far, great is filled with horror movies. Who would have thought? But yeah, Saw X is great. Go see it. Up next, we got Scream 6. Ghostface leaving the little town of Woodsboro and going to the big city. And it works. It's really fun. The core four are back at it again. We got Samantha, Tara, Mindy, and Chad. Love those guys and gals. Really fun group. And I wish we could keep up with their story, but it's not looking good for Scream 7. I mean, I might still try to peek at it and see how good it is, but damn. Definitely makes Scream 6 kind of feel like I guess a good enough ending if it is going to go downhill from there, which the Scream series is really good, so I don't want it to go downhill, but it's a mess over there, man. But yeah, Scream 6, let's focus on the positives. It was really fun. It is tied for probably my second favorite Scream movie. I think Scream, the original, number 1, but Scream 6 and last year's Scream 5, both really, really good. I think maybe it tops it by a tiny bit. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. You have the ladder sequence where, I forgot her name, but there is a lady that is dangling on a ladder and maybe something happens. I don't know. And we also have Courtney Cox there. Nev Campbell did not return for this one, but we got Courtney Cox. She's great in it. She gets like a one-on-one Ghostface fight, I want to say for maybe the first time. Maybe not a fight, but like the phone call at least. I don't think Gale's ever like spoken to Ghostface on the phone prior to that. Even the opening scene where it's like you get a stabbing, like of course, you know, it's a Scream movie, but then you get like a kind of a fake out, like, whoa, this is going somewhere different. Pretty cool change of pace for the opening scene. I think everything works in this movie pretty much. The only thing that's kind of a downer is who the killers are. I get why, and I think it makes sense, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, it felt a bit underwhelming, but it didn't really take away from the movie too much. I'm going to put it above Five Nights. I'm gonna put it above Megan, and I might put it above... I also might be a little biased because I love Scream. It is my favorite horror franchise, so that might be why I put it above Saw X, but I think it's gonna hang right with Saw X. Oh, I don't know. I think... You know what? I think Scream 6 is gonna go above Saw X, but I would not call it cinema. I think I called Scream 5 cinema, so maybe that, I guess, shows which Scream I prefer, but Scream 6 was very, very good. Now we got Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam 2. I'm a big fan of the first Shazam movie. I think it's really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Shazam 2, still fun, you know. One of the highlights for me is like the book. I forgot what they called it. I think they call it like Steven or something. I don't know. But it's a book. Everything you say, it writes down. And there's like a bit where everything being written down is read to like the main bad guys. And it's like, should I say that or should it be capitalized? That's probably... highlight of the movie, really very fun. While I don't think it was as good as Shazam 1, it still was pretty fun. I don't know. It, you know, it deals with like kind of growing up, and they're all like kids that are, you know, that turn into superheroes, but they still want to move on with their lives a little bit. And I think that's a pretty decent story to tell. I think they do okay telling that story. I think it's gonna go bottom of fine, right behind Renfield. Now we have Strays. As much as I wanted to hate this movie, it did get a couple laughs out of me. The overall premise of the movie is, I don't care, really, like, oh, if dogs could talk, and they're, like, funny because they hump shit and say fuck a lot. Haha. Sex and F words, and I'm gonna bite his dick off, and whatever. It's, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, crude, like, toilet humor. It does work in some aspects. I love Will Ferrell, I love Jamie Foxx. Of course, they do a great job in this. As much as I want to put it in the snooze, like I said, it did get a couple laughs out of me. I'd probably rather watch Exorcist Believer than Strays, though. For tier list purposes, though, I'll put it in snooze. I'll put it in snooze just so there's something in the bottom tier, even though there is something kind of coming up that will probably be in the snooze tier. But yeah, I didn't even want to watch it, but I wanted to fill out this tier list with a lot of movies and stuff. And it was on Peacock, so I had to force myself to like put it on the watch list, and I watched it, and it's, you know, it's whatever. It got me at some points, but it lost me through most of it. Now we have the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I believe the highest grossing animated movie of the year, and I think second place for highest grossing movie of the year. Just like Megan, everything they tried to do and could have possibly done, they did well. Everything works for this movie. I can't think of a single complaint. Really, like, only complaint I have is that I think it's, like, maybe an hour and 40 minutes. That hour and 40 minutes goes by really damn quick, and I kind of wanted to touch more. And that's not even the movie's fault. That's just how good it is, and it just, yeah. So, guess what? It's not going top of great. It's going in cinema, right under Barbie. I think Barbie has more emotion and, like, more overall, like, greatness to it. Super Mario, dude, that movie slapped. It kicked ass. Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong 2. Peaches, 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 Peaches. Jack Black as Bowser. Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach. You know, people were dogging on Chris Pratt. I wasn't shitting on the idea. I did think it was a little silly. But you know what? He does good as Mario. I said it. I think he is a fine Mario. Charlie as well. Charlie Day. What a great choice for Luigi, honestly. I thought, oh, I like Charlie Day, so even if he's not good as Luigi, I'll still like him. But what a good-ass choice for Luigi, man. Holy crap. Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong? Hell yeah. And Keegan-Michael Key as Toad? The casting, as kind of funny as it was when they were showing, like, the initial, like, you know, lists and the lineup for who's gonna play who, they all do such a great job. Nothing but praise for this movie. This and Barbie, I think 1 and 2 highest grossing movies of the year. And usually some movies are a bit overhyped. I'm like, oh, that shouldn't be number 1, but whatever. People want to see what they want to see. These two deserved it. I know number 3 on the list is Oppenheimer. I was going to watch it last night before recording, but I was doing stuff, so I said, we can leave Oppenheimer out. I know it was awesome or something, but I'm not a big fan of like biopics and war stuff, really. Might be. But yeah, now we're gonna move on to Talk to Me. Talk to Me was pretty good. I think it gave me Hereditary vibes, and I really, not really enjoyed, but I enjoyed Hereditary. I'm not a big fan of like grim, dark, sad horror movies. I want to feel a bit of, you know, a little bit of uppity and whatnot. But this does a better job of being like a dark toned movie and kind of sad and like, oh, things are just going downhill, man. But I still really had a good time watching it. I think it goes in great without a doubt. I don't think cinema, one of the more serious like horror movies in I think a while, at least that I've seen, and it does a great job. I think, but like I said, I enjoy the more like fun stuff, so I think it goes a touch under Megan. Quality wise, it's better than Five Nights, but I had a better time watching Five Nights. I think it's scarier than Megan, so like if I was really being Mr. Critic and not like letting any personal stuff get in the way, it'd probably go right next to Evil Dead Rise, either a little above it or a little behind it. But I'm gonna put it bottom of great. They do just such a great job on the movie. Main character's fun. I forgot the name of like the younger brother, but him banging his head off tables and stuff. It's nasty. Holy crap. It is just a very well-made movie, and although it might be dark and grim, I still really enjoyed watching it. Now we have the Marvels. I'd say probably the biggest sleeper on this list. I thought it was going to be mid, another superhero movie. Marvel's kind of fallen off a little bit after Infinity War and Endgame, or I guess like No Way Home also was right after that, so maybe after No Way Home. Either way, I thought Captain Marvel was fine, and people were really dogging on the Marvels when they first, like, that first little teaser dropped. I think it was, like, the fight scene when they were fighting the main bad guy. I think that was released, and people were like, oh, this is so dumb looking. Who's gonna go see this? And I was not really on that bandwagon. People really don't like Brie Larson on Twitter, and I don't know why. She seems nice. I don't know what the big hate for her is for. But yeah, all that aside, going into it, loved it. Don't want to spoil anything, but I love Goose the Cat, and there's a big Goose the Cat moment towards the end of the film. Holy hell, it's very out of pocket, very strange, but I loved it. It was so fun. I loved all three Marvels interacting with one another. I didn't see Miss Marvel, the Disney show, or the Disney Plus Marvel show, whatever the hell. So, but even not seeing, I still got the gist of her character. Like, she's a big fan, Captain Marvel. She gets to meet her. Their powers are interchanging, and it's a lot of fun. It can be a bit silly in, like, certain moments. And also, I saw people dogging on the main bad guy. Personally, didn't mind her. Has a reason to be, an asshole. Doesn't get taken down that easily, but still kind of easily. So it's like, oh well, what are you gonna do? It's a Marvel villain. Of course they're gonna lose unless you're Thanos. But, yeah. I think worth a watch. If you thought it was gonna be terrible, I'd say at least give it a watch, and if your opinion was justified, that's good for you, but I personally liked it. I would say I did have it behind Blue Beetle, but I think I had a bit more fun with it. I think it's gonna go right. I think I enjoyed it more than Ninja Turtles, too. So I feel like that might be a hot take, but I really enjoyed the Marvels. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time watching it. Now I have the Nun II. Now this is, I said Marvel's biggest sleeper hit. This it's probably the most unfair rating I'm going to give for it. The day I watched The Nun II, I got to it very late. Lego Fortnite came out, and I hopped on Lego Fortnite, and I was having a blast. I did it without thinking I would, so The Nun was already like 30 minutes in, I saw that Frenchie was back. I saw that, I forgot her name, Vera Farmiga's younger sister. She does good in the Nun movies. I don't know why I'm blanking on her name. Either way, she's back again. Also, you got the girl, I believe Storm Reed is her name. She is in every effing movie I see. I like her, though, so good for her getting a bunch of work. But damn, she's in fucking every movie I see, apparently. What the hell? Her agent is kicking ass. But anyways, I was really into Lego Fortnite, so I was kind of having it on my second monitor, looking over every now and then. I got the gist of what was going on. Only because I don't think very many people care. Spoilers for The Nun. I know, Bleps, I know you haven't seen it and you really want to, so skip about a minute ahead. Frenchie still has, like, the demon in him, or he's still possessed, and there's like, oh, get him away from the church. He's gonna be a pain in the ass to deal with. And yeah, that's basically it. We can save you, Frenchie. Yippee. There you go. Nun II, although I didn't watch, I mainly kind of listened and gazed at it. It seemed better than the Nun one. I feel like the opening scene was pretty dope. Spoiler, again, Blep's buddy, skip 10 seconds ahead. I believe a kid gets absolutely fucking destroyed, I think. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, just I don't think it was snooze though. Even if I did watch it, I didn't care for the first Nun. I doubt this would have been too much better, so I'm gonna put it. I mean, Cocaine Bear I'd always pick over the Nun, regardless of how good the Nun 2 was. I think I'm gonna put it above Meg 2, but under Cocaine Bear, just cause Cocaine Bear over Supernatural Spooky Nun. Cocaine Bear will win every time. Now moving on to the last movie on this list. We have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, you get points for the idea, because seeing your wholesome little, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet as murderers and killing things in the woods, that's a cool idea. Did they do well on the idea? No. Did they have a big budget? No, and that's, that can be a problem, but also some low budget movies are absolutely fantastic. This wasn't even so bad it's good. This was just like, you had a cool concept in front of you, and it was just not good. Not good at all. It's going very bottom of snooze. Worst movie I've seen this year. I didn't even care. I tried to care, but I don't even remember a single character's name except for Christopher Robin, Piglet, and Winnie the Pooh. And also, again, back to the budget. I know the budget wasn't the best, but what the hell? They're like humanoids, I guess? They're like, they turned into these kind of fucked up creatures? Or were they always like humans that have a Winnie mask and a Piglet mask, or like a boar, or whatever the hell? I didn't care. If I could snooze to this movie, I would, but I want to at least give it a shot, give it a watch. A lot of people shit on movies that I end up really enjoying. This was one where I agree with the general public, or whatever you want to say. This was ass. They're making a second one. They have a lot more money going into it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe with a better budget and seeing the response to their last movie, maybe the director will be like, all right, we'll change a few things. We'll go a different direction maybe. We have a documentary for wrestling fans. We got The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes story, or whatever it was called. I don't really watch many wrestling documentaries anymore, but this one came on Peacock. I'm like, sure, why not? I like Cody's story, leaving WWE, asking for his release, going on the indies, starting AEW with the Bucks and Omega, and then working his ass off, and then switching back to WWE. Although he didn't finish his story has still been very good to watch. And this documentary, even if you're not a wrestling fan, they explain everything. Like when they talk about the Royal Rumble, they'll be like, the Royal Rumble, it's a 30-man event where you must throw people over the top rope. Winner gets a shot at the title for WrestleMania, blah, 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 blah. Like, even if you're not a wrestling fan, you can watch it, you can learn about these people, and see the journey, especially Cody talking about his father, Dusty Rhodes. Very good stuff. Obviously, I can't put it in cinema because I'm a wrestling fan, and this was a very good wrestling documentary. So to be fair, I'll put it bottom of great. Really good documentary, even if you're not a wrestling fan, and you just like learning about random shit. Go check it out. It's cool. Now, moving on to the shows. I watched 3 shows this year. In January, Tomo-chan is a Girl came out. I'm not an anime guy whatsoever. Hunter x Hunter is the only anime I think I've finished and really, really enjoyed. That and Watsumote. Watsumote is just really stupid, but very fun. Very cringe, but very fun. Tomo-chan is a Girl. Watched it over when I spent a week at my homeboy Bess's house along with Bleps. You know what? It was a fun little anime, It was fun. It's awkward, but like half the shows my friends show me when it comes to anime, they're always about awkward high school people. Maybe I need to watch other stuff and not listen to them when they recommend stuff to watch. But we all had fun watching this. Made fun of it for the little stupid parts, but it was a wholesome watch. Top of fine. Hell, I think Tomo-chan is a Girl. I'd watch it all over again rather than watch Transformers Actually, I take that back. I'd probably watch it all over again before I ever go back to Blue Beetle, I think. I think Tomo-chan is a Girl, middle of fine. Last of Us, the HBO series. I liked almost every episode. There's maybe one filler episode, and then the last episode, personally, not a fan of the ending. I know there's a part 2 or something, but I never played the games. I never watched any footage of the games, so shit on me all you want for that, but as it being a show and me watching the show, I'm like, okay, the end, he did that, and okay. It kind of fell off for me. I still think overall, Bella Ramsey, I think is her name, and Pedro Pascal. Both did very good. Goes above the Marvels. Yeah, it goes above Transformers. I'd probably watch it again. If the ending was just a touch better, I'd say it'd go in great. And now we have Twisted Metal. Anthony Mackie and Stephanie, I want to say Beatriz, I think is her last name. Also, hell yeah, Samoa Joe as ice cream truck guy. I keep forgetting names. Is his name like Sweet Tooth or something? Either way, this was a lot of fun. Honestly, I expected it to be nothing. I don't know jack crap about Twisted Metal, but I like Anthony Mackie. I like Stephanie Beatriz. I like Samoa Joe. I watched it for Samoa Joe. He kicks ass in it. Lot of fun. Lot of fun. It is just a lot of fun. It's going in great. You know what? I'd watch Twisted Metal. I would watch it over Talk to Me. I said it. I think I would. But yeah, Twisted Metal goes in great. There you go. 2023 movies that have come out this year that I have seen, plus some shows and a documentary. Look at this tier list. Say what you want. There you go. There it is. Like and subscribe. I know this is long, but I like talking about movies. And yeah, let me know what other movies that came out this year that you think were good that aren't on this list, and tell me how good they were. Tell me that you hated Barbie, or tell me that you loved Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. No one did. But if you're one of them, then go ahead and tell me. I will see you when I see you. Goodbye!